For all of us that work in senior housing, in senior living, at senior communities, well, we've got extra layers to our jobs that a traditional property manager or leasing agent doesn't have. And along with that additional responsibility comes a lot of rewards. It's incredible working in senior housing. There is so much good that you can do. Your ability to improve somebody's life at the most critical time in their life is so great when it comes to senior housing. But there's so many more emotions. There's more decision makers involved. Oftentimes we have family members involved in that decision. And I want to talk about that today. The senior housing subject that I want to talk about is, what do we do when our prospects are kind of stalled in fear, especially with everything that's going on in the world today? It's very easy for our prospects to say, you know what, I want to take some time and I want to think about it, and to continue with their current living situation and not make that decision to move. Let's answer a question right now from one of my favorite people, a complete rock star. She is out there doing good each and every day, and she works for one of my favorite senior living portfolios, Atria. If you haven't seen Atria, check them out. Not only do they have a phenomenal product, a phenomenal presence, but what I like best about Atria is the culture. Their people care. They are doing good every single day. I want to feature this question from Amy McCulley. She is one of the amazing leaders there. She is in charge of sales, of marketing, of making sure that her people are doing right, that they're helping not only their residents, but their prospective senior residents make that right decision that's going to help them improve their life. Let's take a look at Amy's question. Hey, can you guys put Amy's question up on the big board? She says, Matt, with the pandemic and so much uncertainty in the world right now, many prospects have decided to hold off on a move and wait for a better time. My question to you is, what is the best way to convey to your customer that now is still the right time to make that move? I have my own ideas, but I'm curious to hear yours. Amy, thank you so much for the question. And you've got a little bit of a challenge, don't you? And your people have a challenge. Let's not sugarcoat it. For every market rate property manager, for every traditional leasing agent out there that thinks they're struggling right now with their prospects making that decision to make that move, I want you to times that by 10 for seniors, okay? Senior living right now, you talk about being coupled with fear, with, am I high risk? Should I move? Should I make the change? On top of that, we have family members. Do I want the thing that's right for mom, for dad, for grandma, for grandpa, for my aunt, for my uncle? We have family members that are also concerned that they're making the right decision. And when you have fear and you have concern, well, the natural place to go with that fear and concern is, I'm going to hold off. I'm going to wait, okay? The fire that is fear, its greatest fuel is time. Fear loves time. Just like a fire loves wood and oxygen, fear loves, I need to think about it. So here's what I want you to talk to your amazing people at Atria about, Amy. I want you to talk about doubling down on understanding not only their prospect, the prospect that's going to be living at Atria, but their family's current situation, their current dissatisfaction. There's a reason why they started looking in the first place, okay? You need to focus on what that is. Maybe it's they need a better neighborhood. Maybe they don't feel safe where they're at right now. I want you to go back and look at the videos, look at your Leasing University training about how to figure out what's most important to them and why it's important. Especially with senior housing, we need to understand the why. There's so much more to the why behind something than the actual what they're looking for. More space is not important. Better location is not important. You need to figure out the why behind why they say they need a better location. Well, my neighborhood's a little bit noisy. Talk to me about that right now. Well, I'm concerned because where I'm living right now, you know, I'm a little bit older, and I have some younger neighbors that are a bit rowdy, and I'm hearing a lot of noises late at night, and honestly, I'm a little bit afraid. I don't know what's going on. Talk to me about what's going on in your feelings at night. What are you looking for? What's your kind of ideal scene? What's going to make you feel better at this time in your life when it's so important for you to feel good? You deserve to feel relaxed. You deserve to feel comfortable. So focus on that why behind their current dissatisfaction. Now, a lot of times, especially Amy, in the world that we're living in right now, there can be so much fear and so much hesitation that even when you identify to the very end the why behind why they're looking, the why behind their current dissatisfaction, it still may not be enough. And especially with senior housing, and when we have family members involved, that identifying and quantifying that current dissatisfaction may not be enough. Now I want you to have your team focus on future promise, okay? So you've got your current dissatisfaction and understanding the why here. Now I also want you to talk to your senior prospects, their family members, about the future promise. Okay, so I've identified the current situation. Noisy neighbors, I'm stressed, I don't feel safe, I don't feel comfortable. Talk to me about your ideal scene. Talk to me about if you could have your perfect vision for mom or dad, your perfect vision for grandma. Ruth, talk to me about, let's say we could start completely over and you had your perfect life. What does that look like? If we can start putting a frame around their future promise, you are going to be well on your way to getting them to make that decision. Typically, when we combine quantifying their current dissatisfaction with giving them a vision of what that future promise looks like, that will help put them over the edge to make the move right here, right now. Oftentimes when those deals are stalled, when that senior prospect is like, hey, you know, let me get back to you. Let me take a few more months. I'm just going to sign a short term where I'm at, or we're not going to sell the house right now. We're going to hold off on putting the house on the market and downsizing. Let me get back to you. It's because you may have quantified their dissatisfaction, but you haven't helped them achieve that vision for their future promise. It's amazing. I want you to think to yourself about, let's say you were buying a home, right? And you're satisfied with your kitchen right now, somewhat. You're kind of dissatisfied with it, but it doesn't hurt you. And then you go and you see something new and you start to visualize what that new kitchen could look like for you, okay? When you start to really feel what that new life is going to look like, and the more that your people at Atria can start to paint that picture. Let me talk to you about what morning's going to look like. Let me talk to you about what your afternoons are going to look like. And most importantly, you deserve a good night's sleep. You deserve to stop worrying. Let me talk to you about the real sense of comfort, that feeling of security that you're going to have with your new lifestyle. Let's start to map that out for you. So what I want you to do is I want you to help quantify their current dissatisfaction, and I want you to paint that picture of future promise. I love the question. Atria, I love my team at Atria. I'm happy to get on a coaching call with Team Atria about this. You guys have a great product. You've got the best people. You've got the best promise. You've got such a great portfolio and community at Atria. I'm happy to work with you. Call the office at 888-735-7451. If you work in senior housing, if you work in regular housing, please, I hope you've subscribed to this channel. If you have any questions or comments whatsoever, leave them in the comment section below. I will get you an answer, and I'll answer you quickly. Until the next video, I want you to be great, and I want you to get those leases. 500 of the top property management companies work with Leasing University. We conduct 100 live apartment leasing training events per year. We help our clients sign over 100,000 additional leases per year, adding $2 billion to their revenue. Leasing consultants that have access to Leasing University lease 7 times more apartments than the rest of the industry. Leasing University is new. Leasing University is game-changing, and Leasing University will get you 7 times more leases. Listen. The apartment industry has changed. The way people rent apartments today is totally different than it was yesterday. Today's renter has more access to information, and they've got more choices in apartments than they've ever had before. If you're struggling to get leases, it's most likely not your location, it's not your amenities, and it's not your price. It's your sales training. If you've been made to sit through a boring class or unrealistic online training, and you're not getting the skills that you need to work with renters, to help you handle their objections, and to make sure you close the lease and rent the apartment, well, that ends today with Leasing University. Our simple, fun, and exciting step-by-step online training and live events will give you the skills and confidence that you need to lease 7 times more apartments. Earn your certified leasing consultant credential in less than 30 days with Leasing University. Simply click on the link to get started and head over to leasinguniversity.com now to start your training.